Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 3. Last time, we spent way too much time watching cutscenes, and the episode ended up a little too long. Sorry about that. This time, let's go talk to some people around here. We can blow up some of these, but not all of them. I guess their system for working at the top of the elevator, since obviously you're not making that trip twice a day, and they're not important, is to go up there for like a 2-week stretch, from what I recall. See, I've talked to some of these people recently, and some of them I have not. Most of them don't say anything particularly interesting. This one over here, this does say something interesting, so let's talk to this. Integrated weapons system Merkaba is currently taking place on the planet. It's the core of the Zohar project. So basically involves everybody. Well, everybody Federation-wise. Apparently, there are some others who don't agree with our strategies. Yeah, there is a whole showroom explaining this Merkaba thing. And the vast majority of the information there is completely pointless and means nothing. So, kind of annoying that way, but oh well. I will show off the actually important stuff. You're not important. What do you guys have to say? Go through the facility. We are going to have to go here at one point. I didn't have an appointment. Well, I think... Yeah, I don't think they tell you. Basically, they're talking about somewhere that you need Vector to get you in. They're not important either. They talk about a minigame, which I hate. Oh, man. Like, Episode 2 with its minigames, there was just so many. Not really any of them were all that bad. Here, oh boy, they have one of the worst side quests minigames I've ever seen. And I'm very seriously considering not showing it off because it's going to involve me swearing at the game constantly because I hate it so much. Not early on, but later on it just gets to be unbearably annoying. That, and I'm just not very good at keeping my eye on multiple things at the same time. Anyway, now is the first time in all of the Xenosaga games where we've had a world map of a city that actually looks like the world map of a bloody city. Look at all this stuff. We can't go all of it to all the places. Like here, we just have a big circle around that tower, and over... No, actually walk straight. Don't be drunk, you know, like me. Anyway, so yeah, down here, there's one building we can go into, and there's only one other building. We are not allowed to go here. This is the facility they were talking about. We backtrack a little ways, we'll have access to the actual city, or the part we can explore. And I went the wrong way. Okay, that's fine. So up here, they won't let you in because the road is blocked due to a delivery truck accident. So let's go fix that. But first, let's go talk to random people. You just welcomed me to 5th Jerusalem. I don't really care too much about that. Do they say any? Oh, they do say something interesting. Come back here, kids. Secret menu. I don't think you have to talk to these guys, but I'm going to do it anyway. All these guys are extinct. The Cornelian egg. This is 5th Jerusalem, so let's learn a little bit. Yeah, it's the first time here. Okay. You're strange. Anyway, convenience store, you can see that. Let's go talk to this guy. Let's go buy something. I guess that would be a bad thing. It's not like it's a medieval area. Anyway, let's buy some stuff from this guy. Wait. Yeah, all of the shops are virtual in this game, which reminds me of another game. Oh yeah, 13. Ugh. Anyway, we can buy some stuff here. We basically connect to the shop, you can buy items, and it'll show you if anything's new. Traps, as you can see, are very expensive. Not worth buying at this point in the game. None of this other stuff is worth buying either. Equipment, there's no other items, so let's take a look at equipment here. Automacer, new weapon. buy that. Do not buy this, because we're going to get something way better than this anyway. Snake Eye, display data. Absolutely want that. Shock Absorber, do not bother. It doesn't do anything. It halves the amount of damage you take when guarding. Based on my previous test run of this game, I don't think you'll ever need to guard, so it's kind of pointless. And here is a Red Oasis, and since we have nothing better to equip on ring slots for the first third of the game, we might as well get one of these. In fact, I'm going to get 3 of them for other characters that I'll obviously get later on. I'm not going to have one character throughout the whole game. So yeah, basically weapons in this game will increase your stats, obviously your attack stats. In most cases it will be strength and agility. So let's just throw that on, and Snake Eye, and the Red Oasis. Now the BL is your break limit. You'll notice that's the second bottom one there. And the higher your break limit, the more attacks you can take before you end up in the break status. The break status is a very bad thing, so you don't want that to happen. Most of the other stats do exactly what you would expect them to do based on the other games. Evade, chance to evade, agility, chance to go first. Luck determines a couple of things. That's your critical chance, and it has something to do with evade as well. Your dexterity is your accuracy. Everything else does what you would expect it to do. Vitality is defense, strength is strength, etc., etc. Anyway, that's pretty much all we can do with those things for now. Don't need to talk to you again. What do you guys have to say here? Several kilometers an hour. Ooh, really fast. Anyway, let's go into the cafe first. We're going to do some exploring today. Now, I like the music in here, by the way. Let's immediately destroy the ambience this music creates. Blow everything up! But I do like the music in here. Who are you? No, I don't need to talk to you. I do need to talk to somebody in here. I can't remember. It's probably the cashier. Oh, no, let's go up here. Talk to you. Sure, we'll talk about the cat testing ground. Oh, the facility on the coast. It's the same one we heard about before. You need an invitation from somebody who works for Vector in order to go there. You? Ah, so we're hearing more about these carnelian eggs. Okay. I'm all the way here from Second Militia, and it's not on the menu. The X, if you notice up above the dialogue box there, marks where that one should be. Now, this starts a little point. What rumor? Anybody interesting here? Oh yeah, people turning into Gnosis. We've already kind of heard about that. I don't think he says anything interesting. Yeah, egg cuisine, more about that. The birds on Militia. But, of course, Militia blew up in the last episode, or in the last game. Can I get by you, please? Really? Sometimes he does this. There we go. I don't know why. Sometimes it's really hard to get by that guy. Pain in the ass. Anyway, this is the one we want to talk to. So let's talk to her. Ready to order? No. Okay. Game, can we do that again and not speed through the dialogue options, please? Looking for the secret menu, we heard from the kids outside. You must say the password, so you gotta talk to her first. Now, there are a series of quests on 5th Jerusalem. 3 to be exact, that I have written out for me. 2 of them get you really good armor that you will have it'll be way better than anything you can buy for like the first 3 or 4 stores. So we're definitely going to get those. The other one gets you 10 gold. I'll show it off, but it's pointless. Anyway, step 1 of one of those quests was to talk to that lady in there and ask about the secret menu. Now, if that option doesn't show up, you'll have to talk to these kids to get them to reveal that there is a secret menu. What do you have to say? Anything interesting? And even a park, sure. I'm not going to talk to everybody. Too many people in this game. Not all of them say interesting things. Some of them do. Kinda, no. What are you talking about? Keeps it all current. Okay then. Park, good spot for couples. Big building on the coast. That's probably interesting. Place that studies an infinite energy source. I wonder if that's really true. Considering the Xeno universe, we wonder what that could possibly be. Anyway, let's go talk to these two guys here. Tired of dealing with his screw-ups. It's all Swain's fault. Now, if you recall from episode 1, and then episode 2, there was Swain, and then I think it was his sister, and now we have another one, again named Swain. Pretty sure you already know what we're getting from this guy. Staring at a notepad. I will blow that stuff up in a second, because it glitched out my game last time I did it. What do you have to say? Well, we've already learned about that from other people, so I think this guy's brain is in the void, like his name, because he doesn't seem to know what's going on very much, or he thinks it's news. Sure, we can go in here. This leads to something I don't want to do, and I'm not doing it in this episode, so that's fine. But, these all give you different information about Merkaba. None of these serve any purpose except for the 4 up here. And if you look around, there's a whole bunch to the side too. Like if you go over here, there's a bunch over here. None of these are interesting. None of them tell you. They're all like scientific specs for the for this Merkaba thing. This one here is the only one that tells you anything interesting about it. So we're going to take a look at these. In each of these, there's sector A, B, C, D, -1 and -2. Designed by the late Professor Joachim Mizrahi. And something to do with Proto Merkaba. Yeah, see, a lot of the other information you get is stuff like this. Ooh, lots of big numbers. Are we supposed to do anything with this information? Does it help us understand the story? Not particularly, it just is kind of there. Unfortunately, you have to spam the button a bunch of times to get back into the menu so you could watch the next one instead of just giving us all this information by pressing the button once and then running through a long text or dialogue box. But whatever. So something about the 100 series also being created there, anti-gnosis sensors, 150 times the sensitivity and precision of the normal DSSS. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Which one is this one? Probably C. Yeah, it's C. Doesn't matter the order you go in, really, but... Maintenance area for a special weapon known as Omega, which I believe is what the icon or the image of the mech that we saw in the previous episode on various displays. Now, we'll learn more about what Omega is later on, but I'm going to tell you now that it's a mech, and they kind of tell you that it's something like a mech, so we'll learn more about this later on. Terminal interface for the Zohar. We've heard the term terminal interface for something in Xenogears, so yeah, that there's a nice callback there. So Omega requires its power source to be charged on board the Merkaba. Omega Res Novae, or that's how they pronounce it in the game. I'm not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced, but most of that, I think all of that is Latin, is it not? A lot of people seem to be speaking Latin around here. Wow, so they can charge it faster. Requires 1 hour and 30 minutes. Merkaba can do a full charge in exactly an hour, so that's great. You can charge your thing faster. I think I only did 1, didn't I? I didn't show off 2 already, did I? I don't think so. There we go. The residential area for the staff, equipped with features of both a tactical warship and a mobile fortress. That's 10,000. Holy crap! This thing's huge! But anyway, the entire point of the Merkaba is to fight the Gnosis because it's becoming more and more of a problem. We heard the ideas of Gnosis terrorism ahead of time, and of course that meant that the Gnosis, under the control of Grimoire, were attacking city centers. So obviously everyone needed to band together to find a good way to fight these guys off because they're basically killing everything. Okay. The Merkaba is a carrier, and the Omega is kind of like just like the go and attack that one point while this massive battleship goes and explores everything and helps out everyone in a larger area. Plus, it's got a huge Hilbert unit. Multiple astronomical units. That's sounds larger than it is, but an astronomical unit, from what I recall, is actually a legitimate measure of distance. I can't remember. It's a certain amount of kilometers. I can't recall off the top of my head. It's not particularly important. Much of the success of the weapons is owed to technology provided by Vector, so Vector is in on this too. And if you remember from, I believe it was episode 1, we saw all 3 of these ships coming in with the Damarong and employing the Orion Maiden, the massive cannon that they had. Or at least I think that's what it was supposed to be. It's hard to say. Okay, so finally for D, let's take a look at this one real quick and we'll get out of here. So just get stronger. So they keep captured Gnosis on there? Oh, that sounds like a bad idea. That sounds like an accident waiting to happen. Okay, it's got scanning facilities. I would suspect as much. So something to do with terraforming as well. So it has uses beyond being a weapon. As you may guess, considering this is mainly a weapon to fight the Gnosis, that's very much a secondary effect that people are talking about for one specific reason, or the designers are probably talking about for one specific reason, and that's so that it doesn't look like this massive weapon of war, so that people will actually pay their taxes to fund this thing, which I'm assuming isn't being paid for out of someone's own pocket. Yeah, the immigrant fleet and the Federation are still fighting, and the Gnosis thing is getting even worse. Petty squabbles with the immigrant fleet. We all originally did come from the same place, yes. We shouldn't repeat our same mistakes. Probably, but this is a video game. We're going to do exactly that. This is the park. And the emulator likes to run a little slow here, so I'm going to switch up the thing there. As you can tell, the dialogue or the sound effects are a little slower and stuff like that. Miltia is not there anymore. And yes, I know it just got darker. That's part of the change. It's going to do that on and off throughout pretty much half the city. There's a couple of things, sure, we'll learn about that. Great views. Check it out for yourself. That's not particularly helpful. But yeah, it's going to do a bunch of this. There is... No, we can't see it from here. This park's actually pretty cool. Kind of needs a grassy field, and I know that's kind of annoying having that pop all the time, but for whatever reason, it's giving me issues in here. Blow up some of this stuff, and we get 100G. Money is going to be a needed resource for quite some time. So blow up all that stuff, and some more stuff here too. And a down repair. Okay, asking about Miltia. I think that's that kid over there. Yeah, no doubt. Now, if you go over here, you'll notice there's a little thing we can blow up over there. But we have no way of getting at it. We just kind of see that there's a way to get there, and that comes from a different direction. Now, here, there's a gate that's down here. And because the gate's down, we can't get over there. There are 2 ways of forcing your way through there. Okay, fly away, birdies. And one of them is time-based, and the other one is doing one of these little side quests, which we really need to take a look at. Anyway, there's another guy we can talk to, but first, I'm going to go and talk to these guys. This is part of a separate quest to get a separate piece of armor. But let's learn a little bit about this. Because there's not very many of these, I'm not going to try and make it really easy to follow, but once we get to the end and get a reward, I'll give you the order of who to talk to in order to get the specific things. Not to open, or telling me to open there, but you came to here to maintain the aqueduct, something dangerous that you cannot do. A hard time, huh? Sure. Too dangerous. Do we get another line of dialogue? No, all the same. Okay. So let's go over here. You guys say anything interesting? I doubt it. Don't fall now. The soldiers will help you? That sounds like something you should not be relying on. But they looked cool. Well, it's not they, it's just Shion, but okay. Yeah, no doubt. It is a nice view. And that's your view. I actually really like the view from here. Whether from further back or whatever. You can see a lot here. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the prequel trilogy for Star Wars, but not in a bad way, just kind of similar types of architecture. Not so much, you know, with the flying cars or anything like that, but still having the view of all these super tall buildings amidst and a whole separate area down below. Anyway, let's talk to one more person and then we'll actually... I did not already do that. Let's go do that first before I forget anything. Down these stairs. And we can get into the water. And we can loop around, go over here. And we can get one of these guys. That one gives us some money. That one's easy enough to get. The other one we can't do right at this moment, but we will be able to do it for too long. Stop changing brightness levels. Oh well. If that's the worst that we have to offer in this game for glitches, I'll take it because that seems to be an issue that's been known with this for quite some time. Do you want to know about the database? Sure. Sorry about that. There's a little 4-year-old interruption. Anyway, let's continue. He's talking about database. Doesn't really matter. It's possible to complete it and you get something really good when you do. This is true. And if you continue to talk to him, he will tell you about a password for the... Might remember if you ask later. No, tell me now. Nope, no. You completed the database. I'm sure you have. So let's skim along through here. I don't know if we learn anything about that right now. Yeah, I think we have to do this later on. So yeah, we'll do this one more time. He doesn't know right now, but he will know later, and that will be important. So there's one more thing I'd like to do before we cut out for the day. And next time is going to... what am I going to do next time? I will probably do that stupid side quest. Yeah, that stupid side quest. Oh, I don't like doing that. Anyway, let's blow up some of this stuff. Blow up. And by doing that, we talk to this guy. Though I don't see how that's going to help the situation since now no one's going to get their stuff. And we get a segment file from him. Yeah, that doesn't surprise anybody. If you check down here to 8, we already have access to that one. We just need to get the ability to go dive and go get it, which we don't have yet. Do we want to explain? No, we don't need to explain anything about it. It's pretty obvious. Yeah, we don't need that. So now that we've done that, we have access over here. And we can go through on this side too to get into the city. Not that that's a big deal, but it's close to the hotel and we spend more times going there than we do a lot of other things. So anyway, with that being said, I believe that's all we can do for the moment before continuing on with the plot. Yes. Yeah, and in order to get any of these other 3 little side quests, we need to go in the hotel, and that's where the plot continues. So, to avoid doing that, next time I'm going to start off in here, and if you go over here to the left or to the right, we meet the bane of my existence. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.